Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about what I got for Valentine's Day. And I'm doing this video because I think all of you will appreciate that I was able to knock one item off of my luxury wish list. I had mentioned that this particular item had been on my wish list for about 3 years, and my husband came through. So grab a drink, let's sit down, and let's get started. Also, if you're wondering if I wore this particular red top just for this video, I did. You're welcome. So I obviously don't have the typical Louis Vuitton packaging because my husband actually ordered this online. And so it comes a little bit different. So the outside of the box is normal, like it doesn't say anything like that would indicate it's coming from Louis Vuitton. Even the sender, where you can see who sent it, doesn't say Louis Vuitton. It says something else just for that extra added protection so nobody steals your package, etc. On the inside it comes like this. So this was encased in here, but in transit, it looks like it kind of broke apart a little bit, and that's to keep the box from sliding all over the place. When I saw that, I was kind of a little bit worried, but I knew that the contents of this was intact because I would have been able to smell it. So that already gives away what this gift is. Yes, it is a fragrance. So you do get your envelope with your receipt and proof of purchase, all that jazz. And then here is what your fragrance will come in. It will come in this hard magnetic box that you can reuse, or you can collapse and store it, or recycle it, whatever you want. So on the inside, when you open it, it comes with just white tissue paper and a little Louis Vuitton sticker. And when you pop it open, you have your fragrance, and they will usually include 2 samples. So he did get me California Dream. Like I said, this has been on my wish list for 3 years. And this is the last Louis Vuitton fragrance I will be purchasing because it completes my collection. It completes all the ones that I particularly like from the line. And the size bottle that he purchased was the 100 ml bottle. I've already broken the seal, but even the box has like a seal here. I'm not sure if the camera's gonna pick it up. It has like a seal here that you tear, and then this pops open like such, and then on the inside you have your fragrance. California Dream was one of the first fragrances to have this ombre situation, and when I smelled this, it was love at first sniff. You know, I'm not particularly somebody who can wear citrusy fragrances. I don't know why. I just have never been able, it doesn't agree well with my skin. I've never been able to wear it well. I smell citrus fragrances on other people and I'm like, oh wow, that smells lovely. But every time I've tried to wear it, it just doesn't work out for me. But this one does wonderful with the pH of my skin. It doesn't alter it too much. It stays very true to the way that it actually smells. Now, this fragrance comes in 2 sizes, and the bottles are refillable. It does come nestled in this bottom piece that has kind of like a foam situation. And actually, I'm just looking at my nails, and no, I did not purposely match my nails for this video. I am not that detailed, I'm sorry. But yeah, it kind of matches the bottle. Anyways, it comes in 100 ml and it comes in 200 ml. So the 100 ml is 3.4 fluid ounces and the 200 ml is 6.8 fluid ounces for those of you who prefer the fluid ounce measurement, okay? The 3.4 fluid ounce, which is this size, is $330, okay? When I first wanted this fragrance, it was like $230, I think, and it just has been gone, it just has gone up every year since then. The 200 ml bottle, which is the next size up, is $465. Now, let me just explain to you, for those of you who maybe have never seen these bottles in person, this 3.4 fluid ounce bottle is the equivalent, obviously, of buying a large fragrance in, you know, your typical fragrance houses. You know what I mean? Like Chanel or Kayali. 3.4 is usually the largest size that you can buy, okay? With Louis Vuitton, 3.4 is the smallest size that you can buy. And the next size up, which is the 6.8 fluid ounce bottle, which my husband mistakenly bought for me one time with another fragrance that I own from Louis Vuitton. You guys, it's a small gallon of milk. That's how big it is. It's I would never be able to use that much fragrance in my lifetime, to just even be able to get a refill, unless that's the only fragrance I'm ever gonna wear for my entire life, and that's not gonna happen. So I have, of course, exchanged it for the smaller size, but this 3.4 fluid ounce is gonna last me quite some time. As you can see, the bottle goes from pink to this light baby blue. It's absolutely stunning. Their ombre bottles are gorgeous. They have about 4 or 5 of these bottles, and I own, this will be my second, I own 2 of them because I don't really like the other ones that they have in the lineup. This smells divine. The cap is magnetic and it is very sturdy, so it's not gonna fall off. And although this is refillable, fragrance is not gonna leak out. Like I said, this is not my first Louis Vuitton fragrance. The sprayer on this is amazing. It's one of those misters. I'm gonna do it this way. I'm not sure if the camera is gonna pick it up, but it's just a light mist, and I appreciate that because these fragrances are very strong. Very, very strong. A little bit goes a long way. And what I mean by that is I can do just fine with 1 spritz of this. I will smell it all day. I will take a shower and I will still have remnants of this fragrance on my skin. It is that strong. I've sprayed it 1 time and it has enveloped the whole room. I'm not gonna make the mistake of doing 2 sprays because I will literally have to pause this video to allow it to, you know, spread out a little bit before I can continue talking, because it is, the Louis Vuitton fragrances are very, very, very strong. So they're gonna last you a very long time. The key notes of this fragrance are mandarin, amberette, and benzoin. To me, this fragrance is the perfect mixture of a fresh, clean citrus fragrance, okay? I love a citrus fragrance, but I feel like this is layered. This is elevated in a very elegant way, but also not your typical citrus, okay? It has a very fresh, clean undertone that kind of gives a little bit of, you know, when you cut into an orange or a grapefruit, you know how the skin will kind of like, sometimes depending on how juicy it is or how ripe it is, it'll kind of like mist out a little bit. Or if you're trying to get the zest of an orange, it's that kind of freshness undertone that it has. It's a little soapy too, very, very minor. I am not a fragrance connoisseur, so the way that I describe fragrances is very savagely, okay? I'm a regular consumer. I'm just telling you how it smells to me and how my skin makes it wear. So please, if you are a fragrance connoisseur, I know you're cringing right now. You can click off of this video immediately. I do apologize that I didn't state that at the beginning of this video and that I have wasted 11 minutes of your time that you will never be able to get back. Anyways, for my people, back to this video. Anyways, so it does have that freshness and that little soapiness underneath, but then you have this very light essence of that like vanilla benzoin that I feel takes it to another level. I think it makes it interesting. It makes your basic citrus fragrance elevated, more interesting, like, oh, I love that smell, but what is it? What else is in there? That ambrette, I feel like, gives it a little bit of warmth, which allows you to be able to wear this fragrance any time of the year. I feel like without that warmness, I feel like this would have been a very seasonal fragrance for me, but because it has that touch of warmth in there, I would definitely feel comfortable wearing this all year round. I love this fragrance. Even my husband, who has smelled citrus fragrances on me, and he's like, honey, that's just, it's not your, you know, it's not your note. He's like, that smells absolutely gorgeous. Your skin doesn't alter it too much, because that is my problem with citrus fragrances, is like my skin will change it so much that it almost doesn't even smell like a citrus fragrance anymore. You know what I mean? It's absolutely beautiful. This is actually one of the very few fragrances that I could tell you to blind buy. I find that very few people will dislike this fragrance. I think it's a very citrus, crowd pleasing fragrance. But for those of you who are like me and really just have never been able to find a fragrance that jives with your skin, I would try California Dream. And if you go into a Louis Vuitton, they will be more than happy to give you a sample of this fragrance. It's absolutely stunning. Highly, highly recommend. But she's a beauty. Let's move on to the samples that came with my purchase. So you get 2 little samples. Let me undo this blue ribbon here. I got 2. I have City of Stars, which is another one of the amber bottles. It goes from purple to pink, and I actually do own this fragrance in the same 3.4 fluid ounce bottle. I have this one. This is absolutely stunning. This, the moment it dropped, I went into the store, I smelled it. I was like, I want a bottle of that immediately. And it's absolutely stunning. If you have not gotten your nose on City of Stars, and it comes, I just wanted to show you the packaging of this, but basically the samples come in these little cardboard boxes that will show you the name, and then they pop open just like the large perfume bottles. They literally got the exact same box and made it in a mini version. I thought that was a really nice detail. And then on the inside you have your fragrance. And I will say, this is a fairly large fragrance compared to some of the samples we see at department stores of other fragrances. Key notes for City of Stars are blood orange, lemon, red mandarin, bergamot, lime, and Terre Accord. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that one correctly, that last note, but this smells amazing. For those of you who love bergamot, and I love bergamot. When I see that a fragrance has bergamot in it, I'm like, I need to smell it because I know I'm gonna love it. This is another citrusy fragrance, but I feel like not anywhere close to the level of California Dream. This is, I feel, very airy and bright, versus City of Stars is a lot warmer and not as fresh as California Dream. City of Stars to me is a beautiful, elegant, bergamot, blood orange fragrance where I feel like there's that perfect balance of citrus and bergamot. Versus California Dream, I feel like the citrus is very, very prominent, and that's really what you're gonna smell most of the time. This is also a fragrance I consider that I would wear all year round. I would not categorize this in any kind of particular season. It's absolutely stunning. The lemon is really only, that lemon note is really only there at the beginning. I can't really smell the lemon after maybe, I would say, 10 minutes. It kind of, you know, I think it's one of the first notes that kind of tends to settle down. The red mandarin is definitely very married to the blood orange. So I feel like those two, when you combine them, that's how you get that beautiful citrusy curve to the fragrance. But definitely that bergamot, I find that it's very appropriate for nighttime. I would not really wear California Dream as a date night fragrance. I feel like it's very much a daytime fragrance, versus I feel like City of Stars you can wear day or night. The next sample we have here is Rose de Vence, and this one is one that I've smelled before, not foreign to me. I am gonna have to rip the box because it's kind of stuck. This is not in their ombre line. This is just part of their regular lineup. This, obviously, you have to love roses. If you are somebody who loves a rose fragrance, then you are most definitely gonna love this. Keynotes for this is Centifolia Rose Absolute, Turkish Rose Essence, Bulgarian Rose Essence, Italian Iris, and Virginia Cedar. This smells very much like a vintage rose scent. It smells lovely, it's very elegant, but I find it to be less complex and less layered than California Dream and City of Stars. It's mainly a rose fragrance. It is beautiful, but it's definitely for the rose lovers out there, like myself. I think if I were to wear a rose fragrance, this is what I would gravitate towards. Very elegant, beautiful, but yes, it has that heavy rose scent. And what I mean by vintage rose is, and I know this is gonna sound weird, but back in the day, my grandmother, she had a lot of rose fragrances, and they had this particular scent to them. It's almost like they were trying to mimic the smell of a rose that is in full bloom, but right about to end and die. I know that's so strange, but honestly, that's what it smells like to me. It has also a little bit of, if any of you have ever dried roses before, that scent that gives off, it has a little bit of that kind of lingering in there, which I feel like gives it that vintage aspect. But again, a beautiful fragrance, one that I wouldn't mind adding to my collection, but because I'm a rose lover, I own a lot of rose-like fragrances, so this is not unique enough for me to spend that amount of money on it. I think if I'm gonna splurge on a fragrance, it has to be unlike anything I currently own. So that was it. That is what I got for Valentine's Day. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. It is the only other platform, social media platform I'm currently active on. Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them down below and I will do my best to answer them. Thank you so much for your time and see you next time. Bye.